Network. Today's game is made possible by these sponsors: Whitaker Bank, Thoroughbred Express Auto Wash, Stewart Powell Ford Mazda, Farmers National Bank, Thompson Service Center in Harrodsburg, CC Auto Parts and Service, Essity, First Financial Bank, Lee's Famous Recipe, Bob Allen Motor Mall, Linda Wilson Realty, Intercounty Energy Cooperative, Morris Baseball Academy, Nesco Resources, Community Trust Bank, Sutton Pharmacy. Today's game is a sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network and heard live around the world on internet-connected devices everywhere at hometownlive.net.
Noah Cross. 7, the left fielder, number 4, Dylan Proven. The second baseman, number 22, Levi Doyle. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 20.
Joe Mathis alongside Tim Holland. It is game number 2 of this back-to-back 45th District rivalry series, the crosstown rivalry, Danville and Boyle County. Game number 1 went Boyle County's way last night, 9-6, in what was an alumni night, and a celebration of that on Danville's side, as well as the honoring of D'Angelo Durham, a former Danville baseball player who died last year. And now, tonight, it's the annual Strikeout Cancer Game, where Boyle County honored a young Woodlawn student who's battling a rare form of cancer, and they did that pregame, festivities underway, and now we're about 3 minutes away or so from first pitch, Tim. And when you look at Danville and Boyle County, we talked about it a little bit last night. 55 times these two teams have now played since 1999. Danville's won 28, Boyle County's won 27. It is about as close as you can get. And tonight, Boyle County looking to not only even the all-time series up, at least from 1999 to this point, but also win their 4th straight against Danville. Would be their longest winning streak over their crosstown rival since the 2016-2017 seasons, and would give them a clear upper hand going into the 45th District Tournament in terms of that number 1 overall seed. So there is a lot on the line tonight between Danville and Boyle County. Starting lineups have been introduced by the PA announcer. Now they'll play the national anthem. We'll take a break with them back in 2 minutes on Z105.
Molly's Backyard, hosting the 3rd annual Crawfish Festival, bringing Louisiana's fresh flavored crawfish and master broiler, Matt Falcone.
It's gonna be good, I guarantee, Chad. We're gonna pass a good time, yeah. Let's say bon ton roulette.
It's a crawfish boil and festival. Live music and Cajun food trucks attending for a flavored-filled food festival. Drink and feast with friends. Molly's Backyard. April the 26th. Get your tickets now at morleysky.com.
Everybody knows that money doesn't grow on trees, but you can save a bundle on your future summer cooling bills if you plant trees around your house this spring. Plant trees on the south and west sides of your home to get the greatest benefit from the shade they produce on those sunny summer days. Be sure, though, to avoid overhead and underground power lines when planting your trees. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
And now, the weather for...
What kind of tires do we keep at CC Auto? Cooper, Michelin, Nitto, Hankook, Firestone, Bridgestone, Toyo, General, Yokohama, and many more. We've just added the new line of Mastercraft tires, and we are also a Goodyear national account dealer. We keep lawn and garden tires in stock, as well as farm implement tubes and tires. We have a farm service truck to meet the needs of our farmers. Call us at CC Auto today, 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Now available at Farmers National Bank, free checking and a free gift. Simply open a new Farmers National Bank personal or business checking account and receive a free gift. Minimum required deposit is only $50. We make the process fast and easy. Call 866-888-0220 or stop into one of our 12 convenient locations. Farmers National Bank, with locations in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Perryville, Stanford, Liberty, and Middleburg. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Boyle County and Danville, it is game number 2 of the season game number 2 between these two teams. Game number 16 of the season for Danville. It is game number 15 on the season for the Rebels. I'm trying to work on some levels here. Give me 1 second. Nothing like a little on-air adjustment. We may have to switch mixers. Tell you what, James, we'll send it back to you in studio. Actually, I think we're good to go now. I was going to say we'll send it back to James in studio, but I think we're good to go. It's Danville and Boyle County. Danville will send up 1, 2, and 3 here in the top half of the first. That's KJ Dismukes, Hayden Foster, and Fox Spears. They'll work against the Boyle County 9, who lines up like this. Cole Jarnigan in left, Colin Wise in center, Logan Perry is in right, Caden Patterson at third base, Kyler Klotch is at short, Ethan Milburn at second base, Blaine Kinney is at first, Carson Rowe behind home plate on the mound is Landon Parnas. Landon had a pinch hit appearance in last night's game. He had a pinch hit single in the top of the 7th inning, I believe it was. That was a game that was so long, it's hard to keep track of who appeared where and what inning and things of that nature. But Landon, who did have a pinch hit appearance in last night's game, will pitch in tonight's game. For Landon Parnas on the season, the senior, this is his 6th appearance on the mound, his 5th start. 21 2/3 for Landon, 1.62 ERA, a 2-0 record, 12 strikeouts and 21 2/3. More of a contact pitcher, and that's fine. That's how he works through batters, and he'll see if he can work through this Danville 9, who scored 6 runs yesterday but only had 3 hits in last night's game. KJ Dismukes will dig in. Tony Gray behind home plate will have the balls and strikes. First pitch from Parnas is a fastball over the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 6:03 in the evening is the first pitch time. A little bit more manageable temperature-wise as well for tonight's game than last night. 63 degrees, feels like 63 as well, so no wind chill at all. Ground ball to short and an easy play for Kyler Klotch, who has a missile attached to his right shoulder, throws to first base. 1 up and 1 down for Danville here in the top half of the first, and that'll bring up Hayden Foster. Foster on the mound tonight. He'll match Parnas, try to match Parnas pitch for pitch, obviously, in this one. And Hayden Foster in that 2-hole. This Danville lineup has hit so much better this year than they did last year. I mentioned the stat in last night's game that when you look at last year's team, it was basically a 3-man show. It was Foster, Spears, and Gale, who hit 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup tonight. Foster shows bunt, pulls it back, and Parnas, who will pump the strike zone full of strikes. It's the outside corner. It's no balls and 1 strike. But Foster, Spears, and Gale hit a combined 451 last year between those 3 alone. The rest of the lineup hit a combined 215. Breaking ball over the outside corner. A beauty from Landon Parnas. It's no balls and 2 strikes. This year's lineup, you've got 5 different players right around the 350 mark for Danville. So just offensively, they hit a lot better. And that's led them to a 13-3 record. No balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball hit towards right field. Will it hang up enough? It will indeed for Logan Perry to look up into the sky. Sunglasses gleaming. Makes the catch on a line drive for out number 2. That'll bring up Fox Spears. Danville black tops, black pants with very faint blue pinstripes on those jerseys as well. Danville's got a couple of new uniform combinations this year. They have a star with a Danville D on the left shoulder and on the right leg of the pants. They've got Danville across the chest in cursive and blue, white numbers in the front and back. Doing better, Fox Spears, who takes a fastball over the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch number 6 from Parnas. All 6 of those have been strikes. Not put a ball yet. Fox Spears at 474. 2 home runs, 22 driven in. One of 2 Danville players with over 20 runs driven in this year. The 0-1 to Spears is outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. To Fox Spears, a Hanover College signee. He'll play collegiately next year in Hanover. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 gone, top of the first, just underway here at Rebel Field for the crosstown rivalry. Spears takes a breaking ball that bounces on 1 hop to the right of Tim Holland's face, who's on color commentary. With us tonight is Radio Rick. Tim, you'll know this and understand why Rick is not here. He's spending time with his granddaughter tonight.
Oh, yes. It's something that Rick is always going to make sure he does. Nothing comes over her.
2 balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball is high, 3-1. And you as a grandpa, I'm sure understand that.
Yeah, I was spending time last night.
Yeah, you said you were going to come to last night's game, and your wife called you and said, hey, the granddaughter's home. I ain't going to the game anymore. Yep. I'm going to go see the granddaughter. Hitters count 3-1 to a very good hitter, the lefty Fox Spears, as Parnas delivers the breaking ball. That is right in there, called strike, as Tony Gray barks out. Strike 2. Fox Spears wanted to toss that bat aside, thinks otherwise. Full count 3-2 to the Danville senior Fox Spears. It's the Danville lineup loaded with juniors and sophomores on it. Spears on the 3 seniors. The 3-2 breaking ball, swing and a miss. So Parnas hits Danville down 1-2-3, nothing doing. Top half of the first is through. The Rebels are coming up on the Hometown Radio Network.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Rams cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall. During Ram Truck Month, lease a new 25 Ram 1500 Bighorn Night Edition model for only $359 per month for 42 months. $62.18 plus first payment taxes and fees due at signing. 10,000 lease miles per year. Lease loyalty required. Stock C 25-218. Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Lee's Famous Recipes 3-piece special day. You get 3 pieces of famous or crispy chicken or famous strips, your choice of 2 sides, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just $8.26 tax included. A savings of almost $2. Catch the Danville special, a piece of their famous fish, chicken strip, a side of your choice, and buttermilk biscuit for one low price. Lee's caters at 859-236-8777. The best value every Wednesday is a 3-piece chicken dinner for only $8.26. Lee's Famous Recipe in Danville on South 4th.
Danville, nothing. Boyle County coming up. They'll send up 1, 2, and 3 in the bottom half of the first. Kyler Klotch, Austin Bodner, and Ethan Milburn against this Danville 9, who will line up like this. Dylan Kruger in left field. KJ Dismukes is in center. Nathan Doyle in right field. Third base is Noah Cross. Fox Spears at short. Levi Doyle at second base. Dyron Moody at first base. Wyatt Gale, the junior catcher behind the backstop, or behind the plate is the backstop. And on the mound tonight is another junior. That's Hayden Foster. Hayden on the season 4 games. This is game number 5. All 5 of those will be starts when he throws his first pitch. And this one, 18 1/3, 14 hits, 15 runs. 10 of those are earned, 13 walks, 26 strikeouts. So a little bit more of a strikeout pitcher than Parnas is. 3.82 ERA. The next pitch that he throws will be pitch number 354 of this 2025 season for Hayden Foster. And it'll work against Kyler Klotch, who went 2 for 4 in last night's game. Reached base 3 times. He is ranked among the top players in his class. Kyler, for Boyle County, is just a sophomore. One of the top players in the class by PrepBaseballReport.com amongst all players and the sophomores in the state of Kentucky. 375, 1 home run. He's driven in 5, 15 hits, leads Boyle County in that regard with ease. And the first pitch to Kyler Klotch as Foster delivers a fastball that is a little bit high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Klotch, Bodner, and Milburn 1, 2, and 3. We described Danville's jerseys in the top half of the first. Boyle wearing their home whites. The 1-0 on its way is over the outside corner. That's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The white tops, the white pants to match. Black Rebels in cursive across the chest. Black block numbers on the front and back. A black stripe down both sides of the legs in those pants as that 1-1 comes right towards me off of Gale's glove. And make a note, I did not flinch.
Did not flinch, no.
Take that, Radio Rick. He'd probably say I was under the table right now. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kyler Klotch. Campbell went down 1, 2, and 3 in the top half of the first. Foster's 2-1 fouled off the screen and right back off nearly where our faces would have been if that screen not been there. It's 3 balls already, Tim.
Yeah.
Bound for us back behind home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Back here tonight.
No. And if we do, I'm doing a terrible job of commentating. 2-2 is grounded towards short on 3 hops. Spears has got to hurry. Klotch has got wheels, and he beat it out.
Yeah, that's what you want from your leadoff batter. I mean, it really, you know, they had a chance saving the Spears, but Klotch, man, that kid can roll. He went out there really quick and made it really kind of put pressure on Spears to get that ball over, and he couldn't.
I think if Fox Spears could do it over again, he probably charges that ball a little bit more, and that's what C.J. Lynn was out of the dugout. There was no argument on whether he was safe or out. It was pretty clearly he was safe, but he was looking at Fox Spears and kind of holding his hands up like you can't wait on the ball. You got a guy with good wheels, you got to charge it. And now Klotch is on first base, and there's Austin Bodner, who probably has the best power of any Rebel player in this team. He has 2 home runs, but he'll square around the show bunt, and he'll take high and outside from a fastball from Hayden Foster. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Boyle County played a lot of small ball in yesterday's game in the win over Danville. Multiple bunts, stolen bases. They stole 4 bases in that game last night against Danville. Their season high is 5, so they're 1 away from tying their season high. They've done that twice this year. Bodner shows bunt again, pops it up, foul territory near Danville's dugout. Gale and Cross give chase on the left-hand side of the field, and it will bounce off the net out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Danville 13-3, Boyle County 7-7. And again, if the Rebels win tonight, if they can top their crosstown rival for back-to-back games and back-to-back nights, it'll be 4 straight wins for the Rebels. Last time they won that in a row was 4 straight in the 2016 and 2017 season. So it's been a while since either team has really put together a win streak quite like that. 1-1 throw to first base back in time is Kyler Claunch. If you're wondering, since 1999, and we mentioned that year because that's the Right Herd scoreboard era, right? So we're able to get those stats fairly easily online. Since 1999, the longest win streak during that point in this series is 7 straight. Claunch goes, called strike over the outside corner. Throwdown is in time, and they got him at second. So Dismukes was thrown out at second base in the bottom half of the first in yesterday's game, and Kyler Claunch erased on a perfect throw by Wyatt Gale. Tag laid down by Fox Spears. It's a caught stealing. It's the first caught stealing of Kyler Claunch's season. And quickly, 1 gone and a 1-2 count now on Austin Bodner. The 1-2 on its way from Foster is low, 2-2. The 7-game win streak I mentioned. Did not mention what team that was. It was Danville that won 7 straight, but that was more than 20 years ago, from April 2004 to May of 2007. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foster kicks, delivers, breaking ball, chopped foul, right-hand side. And ole by Adam Sharpzer in the first base coach's box. Let that one get right through his legs. Former Mercer County head baseball coach Adam Sharpzer, been a longtime assistant for Adam Blair, the head coach on Boyle County side, who's won 184 games in his career between 2 schools in Washington County and Boyle County. 2-2 fastball is high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's the second or third time, Tim, that Wyatt Gale's had to reach up. And that is eye level with where we sit behind home plate. And every time my heart jumps up a little bit, like I hope Wyatt catches that. As if there's not a net right in front of my face. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Bodner. Fastball is just a tad low and outside. Ball 4. Good spot from Hayden Foster, but it was low and outside. So Austin Bodner draws a walk. He's on first base. Here comes Ethan Milburn. Ethan wears number 23, second baseman for Boyle County. Started there last night as well.
Second baseman, number 23, Ethan.
He'll look down, and Adam Blair will run through some signs for him. That caught stealing for Boyle County was only their 5th caught stealing of the year. I mentioned they stole 4 bases yesterday. They were 4 for 4 in that regard, so they're 35 for 40 now in the season. First pitch to Milburn is instead a pickoff move over to first base and a head first dive back in time by Austin Bodner. 300 to right, it's 310 to left. I can't see center field. They have a number up in center. I can't see around Tony Gray. 365 to dead center, says Logan Young. That ball grounded towards short, and Spears broke the other. He lost the base. I don't know if he knew where it was or not. He thought it was hit towards left, and Spears broke the wrong way, and the ball just casually rolls into center field for a base hit.
That's another Boston
It's going to be the strangest hit of Ethan Milburn's career, maybe. That ball was bound towards short and may have been a 6-4-3 double play, and Spears just ran to his right, and the ball rolled casually into center field slowly. Not sure what happened there, Tim.
Yeah, no, I mean, it,
Number 6, Logan.
I guess there's just a lack of focus on that one because it's something that Spears doesn't do, and it's really got Coach Lynn up out of the dugout. He's got the hat tipped back on the back of his head. He's pretty upset at that one.
Got to go down as a head because it's not like Spears even had it hit his glove. It's just a strange hit at that. And now runners in the corners and 1 out for Logan Perry. Runners in the corners and Foster from the stretch. Fastball is high and outside. Gill reaches up, makes the catch, and now in 1 ball and no strikes. Perry drove in 3 in last night's game. He was a ground down RBI machine. He drove in 2 in his first 2 at-bats with ground outs, then singled to the right-hand side to drive in his 3rd run in his 3rd at-bat. 1-0 is high. 2 balls and no strikes to Logan Perry. I mentioned in last night's game, Logan's youngest brother is one of Jack, my son's teammates on their travel ball baseball team. And I saw his younger brother here, and he said, "Coach Joe," and he ran up to me and jumped up in the air, did a little hip check with me. 2-0, throw to first base back in time is Ethan Milburn, and Dyron Moody smacks the tag on the back of Milburn's helmet. A little emphasis, and Moody is smiling about it, and Milburn is as well. Dyron Moody's got that towel hanging out of his back pocket on his left-hand side. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Hefty hack by Logan Perry. It's 2-1. Kyler Klotz singled. He was caught stealing second base. Bodner walked. Milburn singled. So right now, Foster himself has not retired a batter. Well, County threatens 2 on and 1 out. Bottom half of the first scoreless. Danville went down 1, 2, and 3. The 2-1. Big hack again, and Perry's just a tad late as it foul tips and clips into the mid of Wyatt Gale behind home plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hayden Foster, the junior, who looks over at first base. Milburn gets a sizable lead off of first. The 2-2. Fastball is high. Foster's hat flies off in the process. It's 3-2. Got the wind that's a little more manageable. I mentioned temperatures were as well, but the wind certainly is from last night's game. We were bundled up like we were calling a game from Lambeau Field last night. I mean, it was kind of miserable at points. And you had a 25-minute light delay in the process. It was a 3-hour and 7-minute game from start to finish. Throw over to first base and back in time as Milburn. That's the thing about baseball, though, right? You're not trying to beat the clock. You're trying to beat the opponent, reach the final inning, which in high school is 7. Doesn't matter if he takes you an hour and a half or 3 hours to play him. You play 7 unless, of course, there's a run rule involved. Full count 3-2. Milburn does not go. Fastball is high. Ball 4. And so what plagued Danville pretty frequently in last night's game, not being able to hit the strike zone, and walks. Foster has now allowed a single, a walk, a single, and a walk. The bases are loaded for the Rebels, and just 1 out. And here's Carson Rowe. When you go back and you think about that caught stealing by Kyler Klotz, Tim, this is a 1-0 Bull County lead if Klotz isn't caught stealing. Of course, easy to go back now and look at it that way, but bases loaded, and Carson Rowe, Bull County got many big at-bats with runners in scoring position yesterday, which is something they had lacked the first really 13 games of the season. First one to Rowe is way high and outside, and that will summon Wyatt Gale out to the mound to talk with Hayden Foster. 1 ball and no strikes. Foster having trouble finding the strike zone here. Tim, I was looking for a Major League Baseball trivia question of the day, and I got kind of cut short because we lost.
Yeah, so
our
that
internet
means you don't need to look for it, because we might lose it again.
That's a segment that if we have anything that should be sponsored in this broadcast, it's that. The Major League Baseball trivia question of the day. Lots of area games going on right now in the high school baseball and softball world. Swing and a miss by Rowe. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Lincoln County 4, Garrett County nothing in baseball action. That game being played in Lancaster. Tonight, Mercer County Lady Titans 2, West Jessamine Lady Colts nothing. That game early on being played there in Nicholasville at West Jessamine. 1-1. Fastball is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. DCA Lady Warriors taking on Lincamp tonight. That is a 0-0 game. That one just underway, being played, it looks like, at Lincamp. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom half of the first in a scoreless game. And a 2-1 fastball clips the outside corner according to Tony Gray. It's 2-2. Strike zone expanded a tad bit there. Foster will take it. No real argument from Boyle County's side, however. 2-2. Carson Rowe, one of the returning starters from last year's team. Boyle County didn't have a lot of them returning. They graduated 10 seniors. 2-2, swing and a miss, and Foster snuck a fastball by Rowe. So there's out number 2 and a big one for Hayden Foster. And the 2-out batter is Blaine Kinney.
Now batting for the Rebels, the first baseman, number 15, Blaine.
You look at some of the players Boyle County graduated last year, 10 seniors and some big-time names, right? Cameron Owens, who committed to UK, Sage Dawson, who had committed at that point to Air Force, Keenan and Coleman Stewart, Brayton West, Alex Smith, Logan Marcy, all of those names, very big players for the Rebels, and lost 10 of them to graduation. First pitch fastball, called strike. It's 0-1 to Blaine Kinney.
Those are names that we have heard, you know, over the 4 years they were in high school. We heard those names over and over, so they were a big part of it. But you know, so Coach Blair's just got to get his team to rebound, is having younger players.
0-1 to Kinney. Fastball is high inside, 1-1. And you know, we talk with Coach Blair, we being me, but hopefully we all listen to the morning show on WHIR.
Of course.
But, yeah, absolutely. But I talk with him every Tuesday morning, and he had mentioned, you know, there's going to be a learning curve. This is a young team, and finding out how to navigate their way through a season. 1-1 is a called strike. 1-2, another formidable call for Hayden Foster. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But he talked about, multiple games this year that Boyle County has lost by single digits that they obviously had a chance to win if they just get big hits in big situations. This is a big one right now. 1-2 is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded and 1 out, and Foster got a strikeout a row. Now he's 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam here early in this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. On third is Bodner. Second, Milburn. First is Perry. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Foster kicks. Big deep breath. Now will kick and deliver. 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Foster gets back-to-back Ks. 1 of Rowe, 1 of Kinney. And the Rebels leave them loaded in the bottom half of the first. We played 1 full. It's Boyle County nothing, Danville nothing on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard on Z105.
First off, 505 East. Hey folks, Willie Baker at Baker Auctions. We have an incredible spring lineup of auctions coming your way. First off, 505 East 3rd Street, Perryville. That's a 3-bedroom brick home with basement on a corner lot. The Ann Carolyn Prince Estate, the household contents, and also the 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick home located at 616 West Lexington Avenue in Danville. And we have the Larry Berger Estate. He has a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home there in Parksville, and also 3.5 acres with an old fixer-upper home located on Purdom Cemetery Road near Forkland. And don't forget about our May 10th consignment sale coming up at Baker Auction Center. Check out these auctions and more at bidbaker.com. And don't forget, get more for your acre. Call Willie Baker, 855-858-SOLD. That's 855-858-7653.
WRNZ Lancaster Danville. This is Z105.
0-0 here in the top half of the second. Boyle County and Danville. Danville went down 1, 2, and 3. Boyle County got them loaded with 1 out. I got back-to-back strikeouts of Carson Rowe and Blaine Kinney. So we pick up the top of the second with Wyatt Gale, Dyron Moody, and Noah Cross. 4, 5, and 6 to up here in the top half of the second. We gave you the CPP pregame show. It was an abbreviated one, but we gave it to you at that. And what matters is that CPP sponsors the CPP pregame show. Custom Promotional Products, 120 East Lexington Street, is the official shirt sponsor of the Hometown Radio Network and is your one-stop shop for hats, caps, shirts, jackets, and specialty gifts. Custom Promotional Products, CPP, 120 East Lexington Street in Harrodsburg. Here's Wyatt Gale, left-handed hitting catcher who is a very good defensive catcher. We just saw him throw a runner out for crying out loud in the bottom half of the first, so we know he certainly is a good defensive catcher and maybe even better hitter. He can really rope that baseball, but he hits this one up the elevator shaft. First pitch in foul territory, and Parnas calls off his catcher, Carson Rowe. Rowe couldn't find the angle on it, and with the wind blowing and playing games with it, it was Landon Parnas who charged from the pitcher's mound and ran into foul territory on the first baseline to make the catch for out number 1. And it's a good thing he did because, again, I don't think Rowe knew where the baseball was.
No, he kind of smiled after that. It's like, you kind of see it to him, it's like, yeah, I wasn't sure. It's, but... So, I mean, they got a big out on that one.
Yeah, usually you want your pitcher to stay out of the way of pop-ups because it's just another body got it in there, right? So they're taught to stay away. But luckily, Parnas understood Rowe didn't know where the ball was and was able to find it and make the catch. Here's Dyron Moody. Big first baseman wears number 00. He digs in there right into batter's box and sees a breaking ball miss outside for ball 1 as Parnas kicks and delivers the 1-0. He hammers that one right-hand side foul over there near that nice Boyle County softball complex. We'll be at tomorrow for Boyle County and Garrett County softball on Z105, WRNZ FM. Those two district teams, I should say, will play at 6 o'clock tomorrow night for their first district matchup of the year. 1 ball and 1 strike to Moody. Inside, 2-1. Boyle County softball is at Casey County tonight. Lady Rebels have lost 3 straight. Lost to West Jessamine last night, 13-7. So they'll try to right that ship and get things right before they take on the Lady Lions tomorrow night. 2-1 to Moody. Breaking ball inside as Moody backs out of the way of that one. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Parnas had set down 4 straight to begin this game. He needs to throw a strike here. If he doesn't, Moody reaches and breaks that streak. Hitters count 3-1. Pitch number 17 on its way from Landon Parnas, who delivers a fastball. Moody hammers that one right-hand side, deep into right field. Perry's back. It's over his head. He got turned around, and Moody, who's not the fleetest of feet, will hold at first base and has a 1-out single. Looked like Logan Perry had a beat on it and got turned around at a 360 trying to find the baseball. Bounced over his head, 1 hop the fence. And Dyron Moody has a single. We saw Hayden Foster as well last night. Sorry, it was Wyatt Gale last night who hammered one off the fence at Danville's Field. Now, Danville's Field a little bit smaller than this one is. The dimensions aren't as big, but he went off the bottom of the fence, and Boyle County was able to hold him to a single as well. Here's Noah Cross, who squares around and shows bunt. We'll pull it back, and we'll see a fastball clip belt high. It's no balls and 1 strike. The wind is blowing the screen behind home plate, and it's like rubbing against our crowd mic. And it's the screen itself blowing,
yeah, it's
isn't
just
it?
picking up that noise, yeah.
We got a crowd, have to move the crowd mic here. Well, that'll deafen everybody listening, won't it? Way to go, me. No balls and 1 strike. Moody off of first base, top of the second. The 0-1 is high, 1-1. Already been a number of games played on the Major League Baseball level today, afternoon games. They do that often on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because sometimes teams are trying to make it Thursday for if it's a 4-game series, we'll give an extra day to get home and rest up before a 3-game set starts on Friday. 1-1 to Cross. Bounce towards the right-hand side. Milburn will field, go to second. One there on to first, a little bit low, and actually bounced up and hit Cross running down the first baseline. So Moody's retired on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Cross is safe at first. 2 outs. There's Dylan Kruger.
How about it for that one?
I do know the Braves lost today. Who's shocked at that one? 3-1 was the score. Lost the Blue Jays.
Is that a trick question?
What, who's shocked by that one? No, I'm not shocked by that one. They're 5-13 now.
You're kind of having a rough spring so far, aren't you?
Yeah, not good. My fantasy baseball team's even worse than the Braves are. First pitch to Kruger is high, 1-0. And it's not even that I have a lot of Braves on my team. It's just my team stinks. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Top of the second, scoreless between Boyle County and Danville. Kruger pops that one foul. Over top of the press box, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres lead the Cubs 3-2, bottom half of the 8th. Cardinals over the Astros 4-1. That's a final. Brewers over Tigers 5-1. Twins over the Mets 4-3. That one in 10 innings today. Extra innings for the Twins and Mets. 1-1. That ball is hit towards left center field. Hangs up in the sky. Trailing back is Colin Wise. And will make the catch in left center field for out number 3. Danville gets a 1-out single from Dyron Moody. And they leave Noah Cross on first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. We have played 1.5. Danville scoreless. Boyle scoreless on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard on Z105.
Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
Hey folks, Chrysler Cowboy here. When I started my journey in the automotive industry, learned 3 valuable lessons. 1, have a good product. 2, treat people with respect. And 3, make sure it's a fair deal for everybody. I'm proud to call Anderson County my home, and at Chrysler Lawrenceburg, we want to give you that down-home experience. We offer certified pre-owned vehicles that come with a lifetime engine warranty, free tire rotation with every oil change, and customer service that rivals the best anywhere around. Chrysler Cowboy. If you can't remember that, just look for the hat. It's where you need to be, folks. Chrysler of Lawrenceburg.
Bottom half of the second, Danville nothing. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Admirals. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Rebels. Game number 2 of the back-to-back 45th District games that the 45th District and many other districts do as well. 46th District does this same format. Started this back in 2018. If you're wondering, the team that wins the first game in this series, the Boyle versus Danville series, is only 2-3 in the second game. So it makes it a lot more even when you have to throw different pitchers and can't just roll your number 1 out there for every district game. First pitch to Landon Parnas is a called strike. 0-1. Parnas, Patterson, and Wise 7, 8, and 9. Due up for Boyle County here in the bottom half of the second. The 0-1 to Parnas is outside 1-1. I mentioned last night in the game that when I played in high school, Boyle and Danville, you knew the number 1s for sure were going to pitch against each other, and they played, 2 weeks apart. 1-1 is low, 2-1 to Parnas. For Danville, that was Rich Witten. For Boyle County, it was Patrick Cooper. Patrick Cooper went and ended up being drafted by the Detroit Tigers, played some time in minor league baseball. Rich Witten played in the College World Series with Coastal Carolina. Fastball is inside and high. Buzzes Parnas as he backs it out of the way. It's 3-1. And Rich is now the head coach at FIU, Florida International University. And that was just the way it was. The number ones always went at each other. Very low-scoring games. 3-1 is low and outside, ball 4. Foster walks his third batter of the game already. A leadoff walk. Landon Parnas trots 90 feet to his right and will stand on first base. And here's Caden Patterson. So, long story short, I like the way they do it now.
Yeah, I do too.
Where, you know, you've got to show you got some depth. Because if you're going to win the region tournament, you've got to show you got some depth. If you're going to win a state tournament, you've got to show you've got some pitching depth. You can't roll one person out there like you essentially can in high school softball. You can throw the same pitcher as much as you want. In high school softball, not the case in high school baseball. So show us the pitching depth you got. And it's evened up the series a lot when it comes to the 45th district. Patterson will square around, show bunt, and will bunt it up in the air. Right-hand side, popped up in the air, and Noah Cross makes the catch. And there's an example of what I talked about last inning, Tim. It was right at Hayden Foster, but Foster just backed out of the way, let Cross make the catch. It's an easy out as Caden Patterson pops out in an attempted sacrifice bunt, one gone. And here's Colin Wise. By the way, we have a courtesy runner at first base as well for Landon Parnas. That is number 8, Caleb Branham, the junior, who ran for Caden Patterson multiple times in yesterday's game. Here's Colin Wise, runner at first base, nobody out, scoreless, bottom half of the second. Boyle County and Danville, the crosstown rivalry. Go to first base, and Branham is back in time. Wise at 233, 1 home run, he's driven in 4. Big deep breath by Hayden Foster. Will look homeward and deliver. Called strike, it's 0-1. Boyle County, well, I tell you what, this is our 14th year doing high school baseball and softball play-by-play, like for a full season, right? Full season schedule. And when we started this back in 2012, this landscape looked a lot different at Boyle County High School. 0-1 is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. You had a line of trees, right? There was no Boyle County Middle School building there. And there is no telling how many baseballs they found in that line of trees when they cleared that out to make way for the parking lot in the new Boyle County Middle School building. Big deep breath by Foster again. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball is high and outside. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I've kind of made the comment before that, you know, the campus here looks almost like a small college campus.
Oh, it absolutely does, yeah.
You know, the middle school is very impressive, you know, with the theater on the back of it, and then you got the track over here, which has been here for a while. But
2-1, throw to first base. Branham's back in time.
But, yeah, it's just, you're right, it's a whole different scenery that you get now. And then, of course, you've got a lot of the fans sitting outside the outfield wall or fence and watching the game from there.
2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss by Wise at a breaking ball. It's 2-2. You've had problems in the past here since all of the new backdrop of fans wanting to sit in their vehicles in the parking lot and watch the game, which is not a problem in and of itself. I'll finish the story after this 2-2 from Hayden Foster. Inside and high. That one's awfully close to Wise. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But the problem was it would always be a white vehicle that would sit there right in dead center in the parking lot. And when a pitcher is lining up to throw, it lines right up where that white vehicle was parked, and it's hard to pick up the baseball in that situation. 3-2 outside, ball 4. There's another walk by Foster, the 4th one. It's the 6th base runner for Boyle County already in this baseball game. And with 1 out, guess who's back up? Kyler Klotch, Boyle County's best hitter. And so they've added that extra fence back behind the field. It has that black screen on it. And they also, if they need to, you see poles in dead center. They can actually put up essentially what's a batter's eye up there. A big black screen that would block out whatever vehicles are sitting behind it so the batter can pick the baseball up better. I mean, it becomes an issue of player safety at that point, you know, if you can't see the ball coming your way. First pitch to Kyler Klodge is hit towards right field. Going over is Nathan Doyle. It's over his head. It bounces off the bottom of the fence. Rounding third base is Branham. The relay throw is taken by Doyle. It's an RBI double for Kyler Klodge, and the Rebels lead 1-0. RBI number 6 for Kyler as he stands at second base.
And Bull just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
And, that's the problem with giving up leadoff base runners. Is oftentimes they come back to bite you. They didn't in the first for Danville. They do here in the second. And here's Austin Bodner with a chance at more out there. At third base is Colin Wise. At second base is Kyler Klodge. And Bodner, who walked back in the first, will stand in. First pitch to Austin Bodner. Big looping breaking ball is knee high for strike one. Bodner reached base 3 times yesterday, but was 0 for 1. He grounded out once. He walked twice. He was hit by a pitch. He walked in the first here. So he's had 5 plate appearances. He's reached base 4 times, and he hadn't even swung the bat, essentially. 3 walks and a hit by pitch in this series. That one outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin Bodner going to Thomas More to play collegiate football. 1-1 the count. Runner at third base and second for Boyle County, a 1-0 lead. Curveball missed high, I guess. 2-1. Looked like it was right down the middle to me, and Danville's fans sitting to our left don't like the call. Some of them bundled up. On Boyle County's side, a little more sun, so you got some people like sitting in short sleeves on Danville's side. Some of them are bundled up like we got a winter weather advisory because of the way the sun's hitting.
Yeah.
2-1 the count. Breaking ball low. Good eye by Bodner. That one kicks up dirt. Wanted to go after it, but he held up in a 3-1 count now for the Boyle County senior Austin Bodner.
Yeah, it's a nice block by Gale, too. What's his 3rd year catching?
Yeah, he's a junior. This is his 3rd year catching. Moved to Danville High School his freshman year. Hayden Foster moved last year, I believe, a Michigan native, if I'm not mistaken. 3-1 is inside ball 4, and Bodner walked. It is the 5th free pass offered by Danville's Hayden Foster, and the bases loaded and 1 out. And Ethan Milburn will dig in, but not before C.J. Lynn calls time and wants to talk with Hayden Foster. And we gave you the Linda Wilson Realty starting lineups, brought to you by Linda Wilson Realty on Legion Drive in Mercer County. So you want to select Mercer and surrounding counties is what Linda Wilson Realty does best. What does Danville go from here? Hayden Foster is having trouble locating the strike zone, and when you look at the arms available for Danville, there's probably one more that you would, if you're looking at it from Danville's perspective, you would feel comfortable rolling out there, and that would be Noah Cross. But remember, Danville burned Fox Spears yesterday, and they burned Nathan Doyle yesterday. Now, I do not know the pitch count and how many Kruger threw, but I know Doyle and Spears are both done. If Kruger is done, again, I have to go back and look at the stats, that would leave Hayden Foster and Noah Cross, who have thrown double-digit innings. Wyatt Gale can pitch, but Danville wants him behind home plate. He's such a good catcher. But he's only thrown 6 innings this year, and then the other player that's thrown innings besides Wyatt Gale would be KJ Dismukes in center field. He's only thrown 4 innings this year. So this is a Foster, I would think a Foster and Cross game for Danville, and Hayden Foster needs to get outs quickly. Bases loaded, 1 gone for Milburn. He'll take high with a fastball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It was already the 48th pitch thrown by Hayden Foster.
Yeah, that's what Brady kind of hit on. He's thrown double the pitches as his counterpart has.
1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss by Ethan Milburn. It's 1-1. That was pitch number 49. 27 balls, 22 strikes. So he's thrown 5 more balls than he has strikes. Pitch number 50 on its way with the bases chock full of Rebels and a 1-0 Boyle County lead. The 1-1 is low, 2-1. Boyle County last night won at 9-6. They had 7 different Rebels driving runs in that game. The only 2 that did not, the 9-hole hitter and the leadoff hitter, Kyler Klodge, who scored 2 runs, was a thorn in Danville's side all night, but didn't drive any runs. But he did what a leadoff hitter should do, get on base and score. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ethan Milburn. Fastball, big hack by Milburn. He swung through the baseball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Milburn 1 for 1, singled back in the first. Big spot here for Boyle County. You got Logan Perry waiting on deck. Left him loaded, Boyle County did back in the first. What they do here with him loaded in the second. 2 balls and 2 strikes on its way. Fastball is way high, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last night's game took a long time. We mentioned there's the 25-minute lightning delay in there, but Boyle County walked 6 hitters. Danville walked 9 hitters. There are 15 free passes in that game last night. The 3-2 on its way, popped up right-hand side, foul territory over top of Boyle County's dugout, and a fan from Parksville, Kentucky will chase that baseball down. Count will stay 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, Danville and Garrett County next week, Boyle and Lincoln County next week in the 45th District. Danville Christian Academy has opted not to play district baseball games this year. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A ball grounded towards short. Spears makes the play, goes to second. One there on to first. Is it in time? It is indeed, as Moody scoops it out of the Boyle County dirt and makes the catch, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. And Hayden Foster again dances around danger. Boyle County gets 1 run in on the RBI double by Kyler Klotch, but they've left 6 on base through the first 2 innings. Bases loaded in both, and only 1 run crossed. We play 2. It's Rebels 1, Danville nothing on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard on Z105.
Spring's finally here, and that means spring cleaning. While you're cleaning, the folks at your local electric cooperative encourage you to check for electrical safety hazards. Start in the bathroom and kitchen. Do the outlets in those rooms have ground fault circuit interrupters? Then move on to the rest of the house, paying special attention to extension cords. Check all your cords to make sure they're not worn, cracked, or frayed. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more.
Helpful people,
Free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door.
visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
Boyle County 1, Danville nothing. Landon Parnas has a 1-run lead, and he'll work against 8, 9, and 1. The Doyle brothers, Levi and Nathan, and the lineup flips to KJ Dismukes. The 101 Business Solutions play of the game will be had after this game is over. 101 Business Solutions can be the answer to your business and office needs, from printing to furniture, equipment, and office supplies. Visit 101 Business Solutions on Main Street in Harrodsburg. Talking earlier today with a gentleman, and he said, how many games do you have in your schedule this year? And I said, well, yesterday was supposed to be game number 5. It was game number 1 for us. The first 4 of the season were all either rained or colded out, if I can use that terminology. And had a cold game last night. A little bit chilly today. I'm sure it's not for the players in the field. They're basking in the sunlight, nice little breeze, but we sit in the shadow of the press box at Rebel Field behind home plate. Doyle shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's Levi Doyle who wears number 22, the sophomore, who pulls the bunt back in time and takes high. 1 ball and no strikes after the appeal down the first base umpire. C.J. Lynn in the third base coach's box, the Danville High School graduate, 2006 Danville graduate, was an assistant under Paul Morris for a couple of years before he went to Garrett County and took over there. Bunt shown, and Doyle can't get that one back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He did great things at Garrett County, had them within a couple of outs of a 12th region championship back in 2015. And it was interesting, during the light delay yesterday, I was just going down on the field to see where we stood at that point. It had been 20-plus minutes, and the lights weren't coming on. 1 ball and 1 strike. Doyle shows bunt, pulls it back, and that one's right in there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I was talking with Coach Lynn, and CJ said something along the lines of, I'm just wanting to get a check swing. I guess he thought a couple of check swings did not go his way last night. And he said, it cost me a region championship in 2015. He still remembers that game 10 years ago. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball grounded towards short. Kyler Klotch on 2 hops, reaches out with that brown glove and throws to first base in time for out number 1. 6-3 retires Levi Doyle. That'll bring up Nathan Doyle. And Dad said, you know, I was at that game. It was at Wayne County, I remember. And it's tough to get a game off from Wayne County. Illustration last year when we had Boyle County, Pulaski County down at Wayne County, and the internet just went out in the middle of the 5th inning. And it wasn't just us. It was even Pulaski County's crew, who was 5 minutes from home, couldn't even get a radio signal out. And I remember calling that game in the Wayne County press box, and we had our tablet, which gave us our hotspot internet connection, and we leaned it against a window and basically like stood on one pinky toe to make this thing work. And Garrett County led that game for West Jessamine by 2 runs going into the bottom half of the 7th, and West came back and won. That ball hit towards the right-hand side, right to Ethan Milburn, who makes a leaping grab shoulder high on Nathan Doyle for out number 2. And here's KJ Dismukes.
The center fielder, number 5.
Yeah, CJ was, I mean, still 10 years later, and he's the head coach of Danville now, and he's like, I remember 2015. He said there was a couple of check swings in the bottom half of the 7th where he felt the guy went around. It wasn't called that way, and West Jessamine comes back and beats Garrett County in that game. Here's KJ Dismukes with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Big breaking balls over the outside corner, no balls, and 1 strike to the Danville center fielder, KJ Dismukes.
And I think the coach is always going to remember the big losses instead of the big wins. I mean, it's always going to stick to them.
No balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball. Popped down the right-hand side, out of play. Over there near the Boyle County bullpen, long run for Logan Perry. Couldn't catch up to it. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that Garrett County team was loaded that year. They had Seth Murphy, who was their shortstop, had signed to play at EKU when he graduated from Garrett County. Matt Wilburn was on that team. JT Lyon was their catcher, really good catcher. Was on that team, and I expect whoever is the catcher for Danville, however long C.J. Lynn's the head coach, they're going to have good catchers. He was a great defensive catcher in his own right. That ball popped right-hand side, right near the first baseline, an easy play for Blaine Kinney, who screams off the second baseman and makes the catch for out number 3. Second 1-2-3 inning of the evening for Landon Parnas, Danville, and Boyle County through 2.5. It's Rebels 1, Admirals nothing on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard on Z105. In 1 minute on Z105. Tell you what, Tim, we'll keep it right here. It's 1-0. Boyle County leads over Danville going to the bottom half of the 3rd. Hayden Foster back on top of the mound. He'll work 4, 5, and 6 on the Bronx scorecard here. Logan Perry, Carson Rowe, and Blaine Kinney due up for Boyle County here in the bottom half of the 3rd. We have one more game for you this week. That'll be tomorrow night. It's Garrett County versus Boyle County. That's fast pitch softball tomorrow night from Lady Rebel Field. The game will have a 6 o'clock first pitch on Z105, WRNZ FM, between Garrett County, Todd Montgomery, and the Lady Lions, taking on Brian Deem and the Lady Rebels. Got a beautiful beautiful softball complex right next door to us. And field here looks great, and Danville's field was phenomenal as well last night.
The right fielder, number 6, Logan Perry.
Logan Perry will step in. It's Perry, Rowe, and Kinney. And someone asked me, are we broadcasting? I said, yep, on 105.1. So I guess he's going to go into his vehicle and get the game the old-fashioned way. Fastball, swing and a miss by Logan Perry. It's no balls and 1 strike.
You know, of course, I hate to be Mr. Obvious, but you are wearing a headset talking into a mic.
Yeah, I think it was 0-1 outside his own. I think it was more like, what station are you broadcasting on, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think that was where he was aiming for. No balls and 2 strikes to sophomore Logan Perry up over his head. It's 1-2. Yep. Logan is the nephew of Blake Perry. Blake was former head coach at West Jessamine, played professionally in the Diamondbacks and Mariners system. See Logan's grandma to our right. Standing right behind Boyle County football coach Justin Haddix is here catching this game. Hit right-hand side and eats up Dyron Moody. Bounced off the lip of the grass, and Moody went down to try to stop the baseball and bounced over his head. So solid single for Logan Perry. He's on first base. Here's Carson Rowe.
Yeah, Moody really kind of had a beat on that one. I mean,
He probably wished he wouldn't have dove. Essentially, after the ball bounced up chest high, would have had an easy play on it, I think, or at least an easier play. But when he went down, not thinking it's going to kick off the lip of the grass, it bounces right over him as he goes down to try to stop that baseball. And so Will County's got a runner on again. It is the third straight inning the Rebels have had the leadoff runner reach. And here's Carson Rowe, who punches that one right-hand side and foul. Moody trying to chase that one down and can't get there.
Yeah, I would say Moody's getting a little bit of an unexpected workout over at first base. And
no balls and one strike. Collection of fans sitting on the right field line in foul territory. In right center field, in right field. Well, it's probably 25, 30 fans or so who brought their lawn chairs, if not more. 0-1 is high and outside, 1-1. Now, even when those trees were there, we used to have fans that would sit in right field right in front of the trees and would listen to the game while they're sitting out there watching the game.
That was almost usually, like I said, right field, foul line through that area.
1-1 is low, 2-1.
And now clearing all that out, they've been able to move around. They've got a nice hillside that puts them up over the fence so they can see and, have their own seats, be pretty comfy.
2 balls and 1 strike. They used to wave at us whenever we'd give them a shout out on the radio broadcast. 2-1 the count to Carson Rowe. Fastball, that hit him. Hit him on his left arm. And Rowe will take first base. And so again, Danville is dancing around danger for the first 2 innings. And it's hard to live that way in baseball before it finally comes back and bites you. Carson Rowe is taken off the base pass. He'll be courtesy ran for by Owen Wheeler. So if you're scoring at home, write Owen Wheeler's name under Carson Rowe. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Blaine Kinney. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Will County first baseman Blaine Kinney. Swings through a fastball, 0-1. I think the most active year that I remember in terms of people coming to the games and listening to the games while they were here was probably 2021. No balls and 1 strike. That ball hit right-hand side, foul territory. Moody is over, trips a little bit, gets his footing. Does he have room? He does not. It's out of play, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. That 2021 year, the Danville team, of course, that was the team they won 40 games. The 2021, I believe it was. And they would have tailgate parties, sitting out in the outfield, having this game on speakers, and just they were hitting 50 home runs a game, it seemed like. Remember that? They led the nation, I think, in home runs that year. Danville did. And so that was a wild year. You knew when you had a Danville game that year, you were probably going to see double digits.
And there was some really good baseball
column.
teams.
Yes, there were. Yeah, that ball popped up, foul territory, out of play. It's going to stay 0-2. I mentioned last night, we've been very fortunate in this area as a whole. When you go back to 2011, which was the first of 3 Mercer County, 3 straight region championships, and the 2011 and 2013 team made the state championship game. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball is high, 1-2. 2011 team got trounced by Central Hardin in the state championship game. 20-2, I think, was the final score of that one. But in 2013, they lost the state championship game to PRP, went into extra innings. 5-4-3 double play. He did Mercer County's chance at the state championship that year in 2013. In the bottom half of the 8th. The 1-2 on its way to Kinney. It's high, 2-2. But you go from that in 2017 and 2018 were the 2 back-to-back Boyle County Region Championship years under Kyle Wynn. Saw Kyle at the game here earlier. Sure he's around here hanging out. Then you had 2021 and 22 back-to-back Region Championships for Danville. That went low, 3-2. And that doesn't count. It seems like every single year Boyle County softball was in the state tournament.
Yeah.
And then Mercer softball last year. So we have just, in this area, at least the Hometown Radio Network coverage area, we've been fortunate and blessed by great baseball players and softball players for the last 15-plus years. 3-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Kenny foul tipped it, and Gale made the catch. Big out number 1 for Hayden Foster. We've said that multiple times in tonight's game. A big out for Hayden. It's his 3rd strikeout. And the 1-out batter is Landon Parnas.
Yeah, Foster's at 67 pitches right now, and his counterpart, Parnas, is tallied in 31.
Barnes is working a lot more efficiently. Foster himself has walked 5 batters. He's hit 1 of them. He's also allowed 3 hits. So you add that up, that's 9 base runners for the Rebels that have reached base in 2 1/3. First pitch to Parnas is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Big Landon Parnas, the right-handed swinging senior. Big breath by Hayden Foster. He'll bring a 1-0. That one's low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. This Boyle County team 7-7 on the year, but they have played a brutal schedule. They lost to a top 10 Taylor County team. They beat a Russell County team that's receiving votes in the Prep Baseball Report top 25. 2 balls and no strikes to Parnas. That ball hammered to center field, down for a base hit in front of Dismukes. Rounding third base and getting the stop sign from Adam Blair is Logan Perry. Good throw by Dismukes. Was a little bit in front of the bag. Sorry, I guess the plate, home plate. Yeah. But Gale made the catch a couple of steps in front of the dish. Bases loaded again. So the 3rd straight inning to begin this when the Rebels have loaded the bases. Parnas has another single. He's removed by Caleb Branham, who will run for him. And here's Caden Patterson. At third base is Perry. At second base is Wheeler. At first base is Branham. And here's Caden Patterson. Bases chock for the Rebels. Pitch number 71 from Foster. A big breaking ball that misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Boyle County lost to Scott County, a team that's 10-3. They lost to South Laurel, a team that's 10-2. But 10-0 versus State of Kentucky teams. Their 2 losses came from out-of-state teams. 1-0 is high and outside. It's 2-0. No need for Boyle County to swing the bat if they're not going to throw strikes.
Yeah, that's why they can just kind of sit back and just let him throw.
I mean, if you see one in your spot, then obviously you're probably hacking, but that is a very tight box.
Yeah.
Probably that Caden Patterson's looking at. If the ball's here, maybe the width of the barrel of the bat, he's swinging at it. If not, let it go and see if Foster can continue to throw balls out of the strike zone.
Mm-hmm.
2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 to Patterson way outside. It's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. And now Foster has got to throw one in there. 3-0 on its way. From the stretch, the 3-0 is in there over the inside corner. Gets the called strike, does Hayden Foster. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. 74 pitches. That was pitch number 75. 35 strikes, 40 balls for Hayden Foster. That one is ball number 41, and Caden Patterson will pick up an RBI, the easiest RBI of the season for him. It's a bases-loaded walk. Logan Perry scores from third, Wheeler to third, Branham to second, Patterson to first. It's a bases-loaded walk for Caden Patterson. It is RBI number 8. And most importantly, from Boyle County's perspective, it's 2-0 Rebels.
And Boyle just scored. He scored a job now at Nesco Resource, at nescoresource.com.
And Colin Wise can put a real crooked number up there in the bottom half of the third if he can find some of that beautiful mowed outfield green grass out there at Boyle County Rebel Field. First pitch to Wise is low and outside for ball 1.
But yeah, I figure like Wise, like the last batter, he's got a very, very small strike zone that he's going to go after if it hits in that area. Other than that, he's just going to wait and make him pitch to him.
11 Rebel hitters have reached base in this one. Swing and a miss from Wise. It's 1-0. Sorry, 1-1. I think I said 9 before the walk to Patterson. He would have been 10, but it's 11. 6 walks, 4 hits, 1 hit batter for the Rebels. 1 ball and 1 strike to Colin Wise. That one is low. Scoots away from Gale. Breaking from third base and scoring easily is that one Wheeler. Slide feet first just to dirty the jersey up. It's 3-0 Boyle County on the wild pitch by Hayden Foster. To third base goes Branham. To second base goes Caden Patterson.
And Boyle just scored on a wild pitch. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Colin Wise. And both runners on the base back behind Owen Wheeler also move up 90 feet. First base open, and Kyler Klotch, Boyle County's leadoff hitter, is on deck. 2-1 the count. Foster gets the sign he likes from Wyatt Gale and will kick the 2-1. That one's in there, 2-2. Adam Blair, 184 wins, 128 losses. And now his already 5th year as Boyle County head coach. It's almost hard to believe he's been here 5 years now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 on its way. Fastball just outside. Pretty good spot for it, but Tony Gray didn't like it enough to call it a strike, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. It was the 2020 season when Kyle Wynn stepped down as the head coach at Boyle County. That was the COVID year. Of course, there was no baseball season in 2020. Blair took over in 2021. The 3-2 to Wise. Pop foul. Back off the screen in front of us. Count stays 3-2. This is 5th year as Boyle County head coach. 184 wins. You do the math. There are 20 games left in the season. That means if he can end 16-4 in the regular season, he could reach number 200 in the regular season. Wise off of Wyatt Gale's mask and ricochets off his mask and then flies over the press box. Count stays 3-2. That's just regular season. Obviously, Boyle County's going to have at least 1 district game. They hope they have a lot more than that with district and region. But I think it's feasible to say maybe Coach Blair reaches 200 this year. Full count, 3-2 on its way. Wise pokes that one foul. Spoiling pitch after pitch, which is not what Hayden Foster wants. No. I can tell you that. Not when you've struggled to throw strikes and you are throwing strikes, and now the guy standing in your way keeps on fouling pitches off.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the 3rd inning. He's at 83 pitches, and that's a game for some guys. I mean, it's...
Yeah. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wise chokes up as the 3-2 on its way is high, ball 4. It's a quality at-bat from Colin Wise. He works a walk, and guess who it is? Kyler Klotch, who will walk up to the plate and dig in for Boyle County. The 7th walk issued by Hayden Foster, and the 7th hitter to hit for the Rebels. In the bottom half of the 3rd is Kyler Klotch. He had a ringing double off the base of the fence that drove in Branham back in the 2nd. And when your leadoff hitter is hitting for the 3rd time in 3 innings, you're probably feeling real good about yourself. And the Rebels will be feeling a lot better if Klotch can find some outfield grass here. First pitch to Kyler. Big breaking ball is in there. It's 0-1. I was going to tell Coach Blair, by the way, I was going to tell him, hey, you know you're this many wins away from 200, but I figured I'd wait at least until, like, he's close. Hey, you're 16 wins away. Thanks, Joe. Tell me when I get a little bit closer. 0-1 is low. That one's by Gale. Bounces on the backstop. It comes back to him. Breaking late is Branham. But Branham slides in head first. Over top of Gale's throw back to Foster. It's the 2nd wild pitch in the bottom half of the 3rd. It scores Branham. It is now 4-0 Boyle County. Patterson to 3rd. Wise to 2nd. And a 1-1 count on Kyler Klotch.
And Boyle just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
Cobwebs in Danville's bullpen, but again, you would think that if someone throws after Foster, it's Noah Cross, and Cross is at 3rd base right now. So he can't warm up in the middle of playing defense.
Yeah, and I was trying to see earlier.
1-1, breaking ball's high, 2-1.
Who was warming up in the bullpen when Danville was batting. I couldn't tell who was down there, but...
Bottom half of the 3rd, 4-0 Boyle County. Have had bases loaded situations in each of the first 3 innings, and they're really making a count now in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 is a called strike, 2-2. No argument from Kyler Klotch. Boyle County started 3-0 this year, 4th straight year that Boyle County has started 3-0. First 2 games of the year, they scored 25 runs. Outscored Southwestern and Marion County in the first 2 games of the year by a 25-3 margin. The most runs the Rebels have scored in the first 2 games of the season since 2017. It was their region championship year under Kyle Wynn when they scored 27 runs their first 2 games of 2017. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kyler Klotch. 2 on, 1 out. The 2-2 was ground to left-hand side and past a diving Fox Spears. No, Spears did glove it, in fact, but he dropped the baseball. It's an infield single by Kyler Klotch. Good play by Spears to keep it on the infield. If that one squeezes by him, then more than likely Wise is scored, and it's a 2-run single by Kyler Klotch. Instead, it's an RBI single, but the Rebels get run number 4 home. For Kyler Klotch, it's RBI number 7. He's driven in 2 tonight.
And Boyle just scored their 4th run this inning. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
And Klotch is 3 for 3. He's now 5 for 7 in this series. And Austin Bodner will bat, and C.J. Lynn will call time and walk out of Danville's dugout and sees his team trailing 5-0. Does he have the hook with him, or does he let Foster try to finish this inning now? We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. He's got 90 pitches right now.
And that's Foster's day. Foster's done. He's responsible for the runner at first and third. 5 runs, all 5 of them earned by Hayden Foster. We have made it through 2 1/3. Rebels lead 5-0 with runners at first and third, and it's Noah Cross who gets the call from Danville's head coach C.J. Lynn. We'll break down the changes for you coming up in 1 minute on Z105.
Mike Gay here. Everyone at SD is cheering for our local high school teams this season. We're proud to be a sponsor and are rooting for your success both athletically and professionally. Good luck. Have a great season. And from SD in Harrodsburg and Danville, we're behind you all the way. For more information about our commitment to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place and learn more about our job opportunities, visit sd.com/careers. That's ESSITY.com/careers. sd.com/careers.
At Thoroughbred Express in Danville, they provide an unparalleled service experience with top-quality car washes every day. They're all about building lasting, trusting relationships with their customers who always come first. That's why they've crafted the perfect car wash experience, one that their customers will enjoy for years to come. Thoroughbred Express offers special membership packages, and just for $10, your first month is covered. Enjoy unlimited washes at a great price. Visit Thoroughbred Express today, located on Houstonville Road, Danville.
Been all Rebels in this one so far, 5-0 in the bottom half of the third. Runners in the corners and 1 out, and changes for Danville. Hayden Foster goes from the pitcher's mound to shortstop. From shortstop to third base, Fox Spears. From third base to the mound is Noah Cross. 5th appearance of the season for Noah, the third in relief for him. 17 2/3, 10 hits, 8 runs, only 2 of those earned. But he has struggled a bit with his command this year. 13 walks and 17 2/3 compared to 14 strikeouts. But again, they get on. They haven't scored on him. A 0.79 ERA for Noah Cross this year. But don't try to work out of a situation that's not good when you look at it from his perspective. Runners in the corners and 1 out, and he'll miss with a breaking ball high for ball 1 to Austin Bodner. Austin Bodner's on-base percentage is moonbound right now this series. The batting average, not so much. He's 0 for 1. The on-base percentage, though, is what matters. That's what coaches are going to look at. How frequently you get on base. And Bodner is basically every time he's up. Throw to first base back in time is Kyler Klotch. Austin Bodner, now 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a ground out this series. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0. Fastball is low. Ball 2. Mike Marcy has made it to the old ball field today with a stool in hand. Sitting back behind home plate next to us. 2 balls and no strikes to Austin Bodner. 2-0. Fastball grounded first base side and foul. Adam Scharzer makes no effort on that one. Stands, hands on his hips, legs spread apart as Coach Scharzer in the first base box just watches that one blow by him. A player down on Boyle County's side who's shagging the ground balls and fly balls hit that away, picks that one up. And the reason he's out there is because Landon Parnas is in the bullpen warming up for Boyle County right now, just trying to stay loose.
Stay loose, yeah.
Fake the third, throw to first, and Klotch is back in time. Klotch tried to steal second base back in the first, was thrown out by Wyatt Gale. But you can kind of tell early on in this game, Tim, that Foster was having trouble locating the strike zone. First 4 hitters for the Rebels reached in this game. That one is low and outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Austin Bodner. And had Kyler Klotch not been thrown out, this is at least a 6-0 game, if not more, because the Rebels, had one more out to play with after that had he not been thrown out. So this has been Boyle County really from pitch 1 in this one. 3-1 is high, ball 4, another walk. That is the 8th walk issued by Danville pitching.
Number 23.
Austin Bodner has walked again. not sure if Boyle County keeps records on the most walks in a 2-game series in school history, but Austin Bodner has got 5 of them in the last 2 nights. And here's Ethan Milburn. A single and a 6-4-3 double play on his scorecard. First pitch to Milburn. Breaking ball is outside for ball 1. He is the 9th hitter to hit, so barring another 6-4-3 double play or something like that, our scorecard's going to start getting ugly. We'll start crossing off numbers at the top of the scorecard and shifting innings over. 1-0 as Cross steps off and calls time. Tonight, the 56th overall matchup between Danville and Boyle since 1999. The 1-ball, no-strike pitch is in there, called strike. It's 1-1. According to the Ryherd scoreboard era, since 1999, the teams have played, tonight being the 56th matchup. Danville's won 28, Boyle County's won 27. So if the Rebels can continue this rapid pace in this one, they would even up the series of the last 56 games. Breaking ball is in there, 1-1. Sorry, 1-2 to Milburn. I mean, like, to think 28 apiece over the last 56.
Yeah.
Now, even as it been that even. Boyle County does have the run scoring advantage over those last 55 games, 332 to 273. Fastball grounded up the middle. It's off of the bare hand across, who picks it up, fakes a throw to first base. He has no play. An infield single for Ethan Milburn. It is 6-0 Boyle County as Colin Wise scores from third.
And Boyle just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
A little squibber off the bat of Ethan Milburn, and Cross should have reached down with his right hand, his bare hand, and make the play. And when it bounced off his hand, he had no play whatsoever. And Logan Perry, who led off this inning with a single, bats for the second time in the bottom half of the third with 5 runs already across. He takes a curveball in the dirt. Good stop by Gale. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Mentioned Logan's uncle is Blake Perry, and his granddad is Glenn Perry, who played in the Yankees system. 1 ball and no strikes to Logan Perry. That one is low, 2-0.
So you're kind of saying there's a little bit of baseball in his blood?
There's some pedigree there.
Yeah.
And his grandpa, Glenn, was my Little League coach when I played for the Little League Yankees. It was Glenn Perry and Scott Bottoms. That was the head coach of the Yankees when I played Little League. 2 balls and no strikes to Logan Perry. That one's inside. He dances out of the way of that one. It's 3-0. And little trivia fact for you, Glenn was actually roommates with Fred McGriff, the crime dog.
Huh.
A Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
3-0. Fastball is outside, 4 straight balls. It's the 9th walk by Danville pitching. That'll chase home Kyler Klotch. It's 7-0 as the Boyle County PA system plays I'll Walk the Line, and that has just about perfectly summarized this game on Danville's side.
Yeah, Boyle just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
7-0 Rebels. Here's Carson Rowe, who bats again for the second time. Was hit by a pitch earlier this inning. He'll take a big curveball in there. It's no balls and 1 strike to Carson Rowe. And I mentioned that in a broadcast either last year or 2 years ago about Glenn Perry being roommates with Fred McGriff, and he texted me he was listening to the game that night. 0-1 is low, 1-1. And sent me a picture. He was actually, like, at that point, I think was in Florida and, like, met up with Fred McGriff and was, like, having dinner with him. And he sent me a picture of him and Fred McGriff having dinner. The crime dog. 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball hit towards center field. It will fall in front of Dismukes and bounce 1 time in front of Danville's center fielder. Dismukes fires to third base just up the line. An RBI single for Carson Rowe. That'll score Austin Bodner. It is 8-0 Boyle County.
And Bodner just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com. They're loving this inning, aren't they?
Milburn to third. Perry to second. Rowe to first. He'll be pulled off the base paths for Owen Wheeler again. And here's Blade Kinney. Boyle County's moving station to station. And as you said, Tim, there's no one happier than Nesco Resource.
And I'm thinking Owen Wheeler just kind of seemed like he just scored a couple of runs ago.
He scored a wild pitch. That one's high. 1 ball and no strikes to Blaine Kinney. Danville has had no answers. And it's really questions they're going to have to ask themselves. You know, they can't throw strikes. They haven't been able to throw strikes today. And that's been the problem. 9 walks for Danville and 2 1/3. There is a breaking ball called strike. It's 1-1. I mean, this is an improved Danville team from last year. They've already won as many games this year than they won all of last year. They were 13-23 last season. They're 13-3 this year. 1-1. Breaking ball is below the shins. It's 2-1.
But evidently, Bull kind of has their kryptonite right now because they've got them down. I mean, we saw an impressive win last night, and then tonight, it's a patient win or a patient game that they're winning.
2-1. Almost hit Kenny, then broke back over the inside corner. That was a nasty curveball from Noah Cross. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, a Rebel win gives them 4 straight over Danville, the longest win streak over the Admirals for them since 2016-2017. 2-2 is low, gets away from Gale, breaking from third is Milburn. There will be no play. Every runner moves up. A wild pitch, the third one of the inning. For Danville, it's 9-0 Rebels.
And once again, if you didn't hear it the first time, Bull just scored. You can score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
Actually losing track of like who's on what base.
Yeah, I know. It's
Abbott and Costellos get here. And third base now is Logan Perry. At second is Wheeler. Is Milburn, who just scored. 3-2 on its way. That one's low. Kicks away from Gale. Breaking for home is Perry. He'll slide in feet first. It's 11-0 Boyle County. On the 4th wild pitch of the inning for Danville pitching. It's Wheeler who moves to third. On the walk to first base. It's Blaine Kinney.
Because we read this at every time it scores, Bull just scored. You can now score a job now at Nesco Resource at nescoresource.com.
By the way, I've got 11-0 on the scoreboard on my scorecard. It's 10-0 on the scoreboard, but it should be 11. At this point, it's, pins and needles we're arguing over here, but difference between maybe a run rule game or not at this point.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the official score, the official book has it, so it's just got to get it up there to them.
Landon Parnas will bat again. He'll take inside on his knuckles for ball 1. Parnas pinch hit last night, and I like what Coach Blair did. He's trying to find that right combination in the bottom of the order, and Parnas may have hit for himself anyway tonight, regardless. I have no idea. But he had a solid single to center field, throw over to first base, and back in time for Boyle County's Blaine Kinney. And so I feel like, maybe in my own mind, I'm making this up, but I feel like because Parnas had a good at-bat last night, came in, solid single, pitch hit single, give him a chance to swing the bat tonight, see how he does tonight. And Parnas has walked and singled tonight and scored a couple of runs, or at least his courtesy runner has. Breaking ball is in there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Parnas. So Coach Blair rewards the guy who had a good at-bat last night. He's looking for guys to put good at-bats up, especially with runners in scoring position. And so we'll see what Parnas does in game 2, and so far so good for number 29. The 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball is outside as Gale reaches across the left-handed box to make the catch. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, kind of rewards your guys. If they have a good game, and he's having a good at bat this game too. And
2-1. Foul tip back behind home plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The first 5 reached in this inning. No, wait a minute. First 2 reached in this inning. Started off with Logan Perry. Again, scorecards getting ugly here, folks.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to go back to the other column.
I've got hieroglyphics on my scorecard for crying out loud. Cavemen couldn't read this. 2-2, fisted, right-hand side. Moody will let that one bounce in front of him. Will make the play and apply the tag to Parnas for out number 2. That'll move to second base Blaine Kinney. Wheeler could not advance, but it is out number 2 as Parnas, it's jammed and rolls that one towards Moody. Here's Caden Patterson.
Caden Patterson.
That stopped a streak of 9 straight that Boyle County had sent to the plate that had reached base. And I am wrong. It is 10-0. I've got Ethan Milburn scoring twice in the 3rd inning. He's only scored once. I apologize, the official scorekeeper. I was wrong. It happens quite frequently. If you don't believe me, you should ask Rebecca.
Yeah, that's quite a big man, admitting that, Joe.
On the air for all to hear. 1-0 to Patterson. Now tipped way out in front of that one. Helmet nearly comes off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Patterson got the win last night in the game. 4 innings, struck out 8 Admirals. Had an RBI double in the game as well. He wears number 12, the sophomore. Played at Taylor County High School last year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball is in there, 1-2. Speaking of Taylor County, one of their former assistant coaches is on Danville's sideline. That's Duran Elmore. Duran played high school ball at Danville. He was a freshman when I was a senior, but Duran was an assistant at Taylor County for a couple of years back in the Danville Blue. 1-2, breaking ball is inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is 10-0 Boyle County, 10 runs on 7 hits for the Rebels. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Danville, and Patterson will call time and step out. If you're wondering about run rules, 10 after 5 or 15 after 3 is how a game ends early. And Boyle County's had a lot of success in run rule wins over Danville. Breaking ball is a called strike, belt high, right down the middle, and it's a backward K. And will end Boyle County's threat, though the threat has long happened for Boyle County in the bottom half of the third. 9-run score for Boyle County, and they sent 9 men straight to the plate at one point in the third. A lot of base runners, a lot of runs, 4 wild pitches, a number of walks, 10-0 Rebels after 3. 4th inning coming up for you in 1 minute on Z105.
Does the next generation of broadcasters include your college student? Encourage them to visit kba.org to learn more about the Kentucky Broadcasters Association Talent Institute at the University of Kentucky, May 19th through 24th. Learn, network, and connect with over 30 industry pros sharing their expertise with you about being on air, podcasting, streaming, news, sports, audio production, marketing, promotions, and so much more. Applications are being accepted now. Sign up today at kba.org.
At Thoroughbred Express in Danville, they provide an unparalleled service experience with top-quality car washes every day. They're all about building lasting, trusting relationships with their customers who always come first. That's why they've crafted the perfect car wash experience, one that their customers will enjoy for years to come. Thoroughbred Express offers special membership packages, and just for $10, your first month is covered. Enjoy unlimited washes at a great price. Visit Thoroughbred Express today, located on Houstonville Road, Danville.
Trying to do the math in my head. It's 9 runs for Boyle County on 5 hits. Unfortunately, we only have a minute in between commercial breaks, and I can't count that quick. 9 runs on 5 hits for Boyle County in the bottom half of the third. When you add the walks, it was 5 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 4 wild pitches, and it's 10-0. Rebels over the Admirals. Landon Parnas back on top of the mound. He's a happy camper. Everybody on Boyle County's side is, but especially Landon Parnas. He's in cruise control now with a 10-0 lead. He'll work against 2, 3, and 4. Foster, Spears, and Gale.
I was going to say, as long as he hasn't gotten stiff over there, I mean, it's been a little while. We saw him go warm up in the bullpen at one time, trying to keep, warm, muscles loose on a cold day, and we'll see how he does.
If Danville has any life and fight left in him here in the top half of the fourth, Hayden Foster, big healthy hack on that one. It's no balls and 1 strike. We'll say it appeared last night, Tim, as if Boyle County was going to run away with that game. It was 7-0 going into the bottom half of the fourth, I believe it was, when Danville scored 5 in the bottom of the fourth. There's a curveball that's right in there. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Hayden Foster. So, you look at the scoreboard, and they find themselves down 10-0. It's not good for the confidence, but they're going to come up, just try to put together good quality at-bats, see what they can do to scrape back in this game.
Yeah, take it inning by inning. It's about all they can do right now.
No balls and 2 strikes on its way. That one's high. 1-2 to Hayden Foster. Parnas has had 2 1-2-3 innings, one in the first, one in the third. Only 1 base runner has reached for Danville tonight. That was the single by Dyron Moody. There's a breaking ball and a big swing and a miss by Hayden Foster. 1 up and 1 down, and 5 straight set down now by Landon Parnas. Here in the top half of the fourth, 1 gone. Here's Fox Spears.
Yeah, Parnas is, where we're sitting, we'll get a really good view of. He's got some nice movement on his pitches tonight. A couple I thought he's kind of laid out a little bit and left out in the middle, but other than that, he's got nice movement, nice placement with him.
You had talked to C.J. Lynn before this game began. You said they essentially, on Danville's side, had put last night's game to bed, tucked it in, said goodnight to it, and we're starting fresh this evening against Boyle County. Spears pops that one up left-hand side, foul territory near the Danville dugout. That one is a light tower high pop-up, and it's out of play. Bounces off the top of the Danville dugout. Fan from Graybrook Drive is going to pull that one down. It's Graybrook Street, now that I think about it. It's in the Indian Hills subdivision, if you don't know. It's 0-1 to Fox Spears.
I can't even say good boy, Chipper.
Yeah, that's what Rick would say.
Yeah.
Every time it's a fan from Graybrook Street, Rick would say, is that Chipper at the game? 0-1 the count to Fox Spears. That one's inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, if he has time to come over here, him sitting by me, he'd be pretty warm.
Yeah. 1-1 the count. If Chipper was here, he'd be all over the place. 1-1 breaking ball. Chop first base side. Foul. Turns on the right blinker as it crosses over the first base bag and rolls into foul territory. It's 1-2 the count.
Well, at least he used his blinker that time. So it's, but yeah, it's you know, Coach Lim was just talking about it. He said he really kind of, he was upset with the game, of course, when you have a game like that, and he was hoping to put that one away, start anew, and it's just kind of like the nightmares come back up again.
Yeah, he told you, you know, he said, of course, this is Coach Lynn saying he said, we played 16 games, and this is the worst we played all year long, going back to last night. And I think now you'd say they played 17 games, and this is the worst they played all year long now tonight. Fox Spears swings, fouls it off, and it's taken back behind home plate by Carson Rowe. Did it hit the ground, or did it not? It did hit the ground. So Spears fouled it off, and it was Rowe who picked it off the ground. Adam Blair wants to know whether it hit the ground or not. He thought Rowe picked it cleanly, and Tony Gray says it did indeed hit the ground.
Yeah, it's kind of hard from us because we set, you know, the umps right in front of us, kind of blocks it, but, you know, you kind of heard a thump. Wouldn't really tell if it's a, you know, glove thump or just off the ground.
You can actually faintly hear Coach Blair. I'm not sure that maybe the listeners heard it, but Coach Blair came out and say he caught that. So that was his argument, but Tony Gray says no can do, and a 1-2 on its way once again to Fox Spears, who shakes in that left-handed batter's box, wags that bat. 1-2 is low, 2-2. One bounces up. Major League Baseball trivia question of the day. Usually I ask it in the bottom half of the fifth, but Danville's going to have to put some runs on the board for us to make it that far in this game.
Well, it's good you're asking it now because I got the Marcinator sitting over there. So he's listening. He's acting like he's not, but I know he is.
Marcinator is the ultimate cheat code in the Major League Baseball trivia question of the day. 2-2 is low, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It seems like, you know, it's funny, last year you and I did this game. And Mike was sitting next to me. I just gave him the headset.
Yeah, you take it from here. Yeah. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Fox Spears. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. So it took a couple of pitches longer than what Adam Blair and the Rebels thought they should have had a strikeout, but back-to-back Ks for Landon Parnas. And we're talking earlier before this game began, you know, before pitch number 1, now Parnas is not much of a strikeout pitcher. He struck out 3 Admirals in this one so far. The 2-out batter is Wyatt Gale, and he's looking to set down 7 straight Admirals in this one. 6 straight right now on a streak that dates back to the last out in the top half of the second. First pitch to Gale. One's low, kicks up and bounces right in front of Marcy off the net. 1 ball and no strikes. You know, Jack has really been getting into the Savannah Bananas. He was watching one of their games the other day like it was like I would watch the Braves. Like he was like looking at their stats and stuff. I'm like, dude, these stats aren't real. 1-0. It's 1-1 over the outside corner. I mean, the stats I'm sure are real, but like, you know, like if someone has like 273 RBIs, like there's a reason why, you know, like this isn't real baseball. I mean, I salute them. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you just
1-1 on its way. Gale rolls that one foul. 1-2 on the first base line.
You're just kind of like just destroying your son's ideal team.
No, well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He was watching it like it was his favorite team.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a major league team. I don't know if you can say the Bananas are your favorite team. They play the same team every game. It's the Bananas versus the Party Animals. But anyway, they're coming to Cincinnati in June. Great American Ballpark. Playing back-to-back nights there in Cincy. 1-2 on its way to Wyatt Gale. Curveball is high and outside, 2-2. And I was talking earlier today with Kyle Wynn about the Bananas, and I said, Jack has really showed interest in going to a Bananas game. He said, open up your wallet then. He told me $200+ for tickets to see them.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Gale. That ball hit towards right field and hit well. Logan Perry looks up near that elevated fence in foul territory. Now ranges over and makes the catch just shy of the wall. It was foul anyway, but good range of motion by Logan Perry to chase that one down for out number 3. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Landon Parnas. He has set down 7 straight. We are through 3.5. It is all Boyle County, 10-0 over Danville on Z105.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here on the Bypass in Danville, where we make buying a vehicle easy. No fast talk, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks or silly commercials. Just honest deals and a team that takes pride in doing business the right way. For over 75 years, we've built trust by treating our customers like family, offering fair prices and making sure you drive away with confidence. Stop by today and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass.
Do you need a loan to start that new home remodeling project? Maybe you are buying a new home or refinancing your existing home. Whatever type of loan you need, Farmers National Bank is here to help you. Getting started is easy. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford, and talk to a member of our lending staff. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Some restrictions may apply. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom half of the 4th, it's Boyle County 10, Danville nothing. The Rebels want to put up a couple of more runs. 5 ends it. If they score 5 in this inning, and you say, well, that's pretty ambitious, Joe. Well, they just scored 9 in the bottom half of the 3rd, so what's 5 runs to them? But even like 1 or 2 more runs, you give yourself a cushion where if they gave up a couple in the top half of the 5th to Danville, they still could walk out of here with a 10-run rule win. So, it's hard to call them insurance runs in a 10-0 game, but that's what they are. They're insurance runs for a chance at a 10-run rule win, and that's what Boyle County wants.
Yeah, and I kind of made the comment talking to Mike Marcy a minute ago was Boyle starters at 47 pitches. Danville's relief is at 32. So their second pitcher is almost caught as many as the Boyle starter has.
First pitch to Colin Wise is outside, 1 ball and no strikes here to begin the bottom half of the 4th. Wise has walked twice, and that is not shocking when you hear how many walks that Danville has issued to Boyle hitters tonight. The 1-0 is a called strike. It's 1-1. 10 walks. They had 9 of them yesterday. 19 free passes over the last 10-plus innings for Danville pitching. That's got to drive C.J. Lynn crazy. 2 balls and 1 strike. That one misses high and inside. The thing that really hurt Danville last year was their defense. They were, to put it nicely, awful defensively. They just were, as the 2-1 is over the inside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And they gave up 292 runs last year as a team. Danville did. 40% of all of those were unearned runs. 2-2, grounded towards third base. Nice backhand play by Fox Spears. A dart across the diamond where big Dyron Mooney reaches up and squeezes the baseball for out number 1. You give up nearly 40% of all your runs are unearned. And so I talked with CJ about that, and really he was the one that brought it up. We were just talking about the team, and he had mentioned, he's so focused defensively, was such a great defensive catcher when he played for Danville in his days, went to Alice Lloyd, and was a great defensive catcher there. That bothered him that they were so bad defensively last year. First pitch to Kyler Clark, swinging a miss 0-1. So he said he put him through something that he called ground ball camp, where every Saturday they would go for about an hour and he would literally just hit ground balls to every single, I assume probably infielder on the team. The 0-1 is high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. But he said the players would gather there from ground ball camp and they feel like they'd be swimming, like their legs would be so sore right over and over and over again, just hitting ground balls at them. And it's helped them out tremendously defensively this season. 1-1 is hit well towards right field and deep. Looking up is Doyle. That ball flies out of here. It's a solo home run for Kyler Claunch. It's 11-0 Boyle County.
And Boyle just scored. You can score a job now at Nisco Resource at niscoresource.com.
Home run number 2 for Kyler. He has driven in 3 in tonight's game. In an opposite field, Oppo Taco for Kyler Clutch to make it 11-0.
That's another Boston Dental Center Rebel baseman.
What the series Kyler Clutch
guys
is having.
Guys are going to say he's been a force this series. And, he's just getting hotter and hotter as it goes. I'll be real excited to see where he ends up toward the end of the season.
2 for 4 yesterday. He's 4 for 4 tonight. First pitch to Bodner is fouled off.
The designated hitter, number 2, Austin.
6 for 8 over the last 2 games for Kyler Claunch. No balls and 1 strike to Austin Bodner. Talk about on-base percentage, an on-base machine. Here's Austin Bodner, who's reached base 7 of his 8 plate appearances in the last 2 games. I mean, could you draw it up any better for Coach Blair for your 1-2 hitters? Your number 1 hitter is 6 for 8 in the last 2 games. Your number 2 hitter has reached base 7 of his 8 plate appearances, and he doesn't even have a hit. He's walked 5 times. He's been hit by a pitch. The ball is swung on and foul tipped. It's 1-2. So I guess 6 of his 8 plate appearances then Bodner has reached. But either way, I mean, you get your top 2 hitters, 1 and 2, that have reached base 12 of 16 plate appearances in a 2-game series. You're not going to lose hardly any games at all. And the Rebels have been able to make tonight's game ugly, 1-2, right down the middle. Called strike 3. It's out number 2 in the bottom half of the 4th as Noah Cross picks up the strikeout. And the 2-out batters, Ethan Milburn.
Number 23, Ethan Milburn.
I told the story yesterday about that 2023 series, and the reason I brought up, and I never really got to finish my thought because the inning ended, about C.J. Lynn talking about how they put last night's game to bed, and we're focusing on tonight's game. First win is a called strike over the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. In 2023, when Josh Lockery was the head coach at Danville, he had that 1-year stint as the head coach at Danville. No balls and 1 strike, big hack and a miss. It's 0-2 to Ethan Milburn. Danville and Boyle met up April the 18th of 2023. It was 20-0. Boyle County beat Danville. The first time in 20-plus years Danville had given up 20 runs in a game. They turn around the next night, April 19th of 2023. 0-2 is grounded up the middle. Over is Doyle. He'll gobble it up, have to hurry, and they get Milburn by a step for out number 3. Kyler Claunch, a solo home run to the opposite field, makes it 11-0 to finish my thought. 24 hours later, after Danville lost 20-0, Sam Matherly, complete game, 14 strikeout right here at Rebel Field, and Danville beat Boyle 1-0 one day after losing 20-0. So you got to have the mindset to put it behind you. But right now, it's Boyle County who's living large, just 11-0 Rebels. Back in 1 minute on Z105.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
Kentucky Select Tournaments, hands down, has the best tournaments in Central Kentucky. Thanks to Kelly and JT Bullock for having tournaments that showcase talent with integrity, providing certified umpires and awarded trophies and rings at all Harrisburg, Shelbyville, and Danville tournaments. Kentucky Select is your right choice to showcase hard work, skills, and talent. For more information, go to KentuckySelectTournaments.com.
Alongside Tim Holland, top of the 5th. Danville needs 1. Actually, they need 2 runs. It's 11-0. They need 2 runs to keep this game going. 1 would still make it a 10-run roll, and it would make it 11-1. The top of the 5th gives us the Major League Baseball trivia question of the day. And why are you standing up over me?
Well, because I've been sitting here for a little while. I was trying to stretch. Yeah. I wouldn't cheat. I've never done that, Joe.
No, why would you do that? Dyron Moody will lead off
first baseman,
the bottom half of the 5th.
Double zero, Dyron Moody.
All right. Here we go. I have to look in my book. I was trying to find one earlier this game, and we were having equipment issues, and so I kind of dragged my feet a little bit on the Major League Baseball trivia question. They first pitch to Dyron Moody. It's high and outside for ball 1. Moody has Danville's only hit in this game. It was a single off the fence to right field back in the 2nd. 1 ball and no strikes to Dyron. Breaking ball is high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 to count. All right, Tim, here we go.
All right.
This player I'm going to just list a bunch of different stats, all right? And you can just tell me who you think the player is, okay?
Okay.
So, like, not just giving you one question, but here's a bunch of different stats and how good this player was. You tell me who this player was. 2 balls and no strikes to Moody. That one's right in there, 2-1. This player batted .338 for his career. No other player on the team that he played his entire career for has hit .338 during any one single season. 2 balls and 1 strike, right in there, 2-2. Batted .338 for his career, played his entire career for this same team, and no player during the course of this team's, history has ever hit .338 in a season. He did it for his career. 2-2, breaking ball to sign inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. His worst 162 game stretch as a hitter, that's a regular season, 162 games, was .290. That was the worst. He hit .290 over his worst 162 game stretch. 3-2 is hit a mile high in the sky, left center field. It's playable for Boyle County. Actually, it's not going to go as far as I thought. Kyler Klotch is just a couple of steps in the shallow outfield grass to make the catch for out number 1. As 8 straight set down by Parnas.
Number 7. No.
He won the 1987 batting title, hit .370 in 1987. Had he gone an additional 0 for 56 that year, he still would have won the batting title. In 1987, he had more games with 4+ hits than games with multiple strikeouts. One out batter, Noah Cross, who misses high, 1 ball and no strikes. Give you the numbers: 45 4+ hit games in his career, 34 multiple strikeout games in his career. Adam Blair calls time and will shimmy out to the pitcher's mound. So if Parnas, I don't know what's going on, if he maybe was favoring something or what, but Blair is out quickly to talk with Landon Parnas.
Well, I didn't notice, Joe, last time when Parnas hit, after he came off the first base, he was kind of just shaking, kind of shaking his hand like he had something with it. I don't know if he got too close when he swung, if it kind of stung him really good. So I don't know if that's kind of the same thing they're talking about now.
Sure, Parnas wants to finish this one off. He's 2 outs away from a complete game shutout. Complete game 1 hit shutout at that. Yeah, he's going to stay on the mound. During a 5-year stretch from 1993 to 1997, this player maintained a .368 batting average over a 5-year stretch from 93 to 97. Since he last played in 1997, only 5 players batted .368 or better in a single qualified season. He did it over a 5-year stretch. I'm giving you all kinds of numbers, Tim.
I know.
Mike,
And,
you have any idea?
Yeah, he's telling me who it is. I'm trying to read his lips.
All right, well, look, I'll look towards the field. You all can talk over my head. 1-0 is low, 2 balls and no strikes to Noah Cross.
Just ask. Just come here, Mike.
Steve Bertram listening at home. He texted me the correct answer. Steve's got it.
Thanks for calling me out there, Tim.
Mike Marcy on the mic. All right, hold on. We'll get your answer after this 2-0 pitch from Landon Parnas to Noah Cross. Parnas delivers the 2-0. That one's right down the middle for ball 3. What you got, Mike?
I got Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn. Good guess. I would say correct guess, and I would say correct guess because it is the correct guess. And Tony Gwynn is right.
Not seen too many hitters like him, have we?
Phenomenal. 3 balls and no strikes to Noah Cross. This ball is right in their belt high, 3-1. How good was Tony Gwynn? He's remembered really more for like a slightly round. He was kind of a portly fella.
See, my thought, I was thinking I was going with Puckett.
Yeah, Kirby Puckett.
But I was trying to. That's who I was going to go with. So, but yeah, most of those guys were, I'm fortunate enough to be able to watch them, see them play, and yeah, they're both really good. But
3-1's trying to miss 3-2. Give you more Tony Gwynn numbers after this 3-2 to Cross. Fastball, cold strike 3 over the outside corner. Cross is down. It is 9 straight that Landon Parnas has set down. The 2-out batter is Dylan Kruger. Someone texted me now, Lahana, who is listening. She said, "Who was it? I just got out of the car and I missed it." Tony Gwynn was the answer, by the way. Tony Gwynn. He did steal 319 bases in his career. I don't think many people see Tony Gwynn, especially later on in his career when he started to get heavier as being a big base stealer. 319 stolen bases for Tony Gwynn.
I think this has come up at one time we've been talking that you had brought him up, but you brought up his stat as like stolen bases, and it just blew me. I could not, because I forgot about his earlier when he was playing. He was
a little bit fleeter of foot.
Yeah.
1-0 is high, 2 balls and no strikes. In 1981, he was taken in the 10th round of the NBA draft. That's how good of an athlete Tony Gwynn was. His Hall of Fame compadre, Dave Winfield, a 5th round pick of the 1973 NBA draft. So they had 2 players in the Padres that were teammates, Hall of Famers, that are both drafted in the NBA. 2-0 is outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Radio Rick says Tony Gwynn. That would be Rick. After we've already mentioned it, 5 minutes later, Rick gives me the answer. 3-0 to Dylan Kruger. As Parnas delivers, 3-0 is knee-high and a called strike. It's 3-1. Last base runner to reach for Danville was Noah Cross on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. Since then, 9 straight by Parnas set down. The 3-1 to Kruger is hit well towards left center field. Jarnigan is over in the gap. Has a read on it, makes the catch, and Boyle County has swept Danville. In back-to-back games, an 11-0 win, a complete game gem by Landon Parnas, and enough offense to go around for the Rebels to make it an easy win for 11-0 the final score. Break it down for you in 3 minutes on your home for Boyle and Danville baseball, Z105.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
At Bob Allen GMC, we are professional grade. Lease a new 25 GMC Sierra 1500 with elevation package for only $439 per month for 36 months. First payment, taxes and fees due at signing, 10,000 lease miles per year. Stock M 25,195. Must have lease loyalty. Bob Allen GMC, located on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online at boballenmotormall.com.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. No appointment necessary. Fast, friendly auto service every time. We'll have you in and out, hassle-free. Brakes, engines, and service of every kind. With free pickup and free delivery. CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Jeeps cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall. Lease a new 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X for only $299 per month for 36 months. $42.18 plus first payment, taxes and fees due at signing. 10,000 lease miles per year. Lease loyalty required. Stock C 25046. Save during the Jeep Celebration event at Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online at boballenmotormall.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Gay here. Everyone at SD is cheering for our local high school teams this season. We're proud to be a sponsor and are rooting for your success both athletically and professionally. Good luck. Have a great season. And from SD in Harrodsburg and Danville, we're behind you all the way. For more information about our commitment to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place and learn more about our job opportunities, visit sd.com/careers. That's ESSITY.com/careers. sd.com/careers.
Kyler Klotch got a big smile across his face, as he should. He went 4 for 4 tonight, and he is the winner of tonight's 101 Business Solutions Player of the Game. 101 Business Solutions can be the answer to your business and office needs. From printing and furniture, equipment, and office supplies, visit 101 Business Solutions on Main Street in Harrodsburg. Kyler Klotch, 4 for 4, drives in 3, hits a solo home run, and that was just the start of what was a really good offensive night for the Rebels. Austin Bodner 0 for 1, but 3 walks. He scored a run. Logan Perry 1 for 1, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Carson Rowe 1 for 2, an RBI. Caden Patterson 0 for 2 with an RBI. You had 5 different Rebels driving runs one day after 7 different Rebels drove in runs. It was, Landon Parnas pitched to Jim on the mound, 5 innings pitched. He could have not been as sharp as he was, and Boyle County still would have won easily, but he was, and he left no doubt that Danville wasn't going to be able to make contact off of Landon Parnas tonight. And essentially a total team effort. Connor Klotch is the one that's the player of the game, but Rebels all the way down the lineup help make this win go, and starts with Landon Parnas on the mound, and everybody kind of follows suit after that.
Yeah, I mean, you got, like we talked about with Bodner, I mean, he didn't have a lot of contact with the ball, but he got on base. I mean, he had, a lot of patience, got on base, got around, scored. I mean, it's just their record. You look at Bull's record, but then you see them play, and it's like, wait, something's not right. And they're a lot better than what their record is. And like I said, it's these guys are really going to be interested to see how they go during the season as they start to, warm up and get really going and getting toward district. It's going to be exciting to watch these guys play.
Parnas set down the final 10 Admirals he faced. Complete game, 1 hitter for Landon Parnas. He struck out 5, 63 pitches thrown, 40 of those for strikes. So he did exactly what Danville could not do. He threw strikes. He pitched to his strength. He struck out probably a few more batters than what we thought coming into the game. He's more of a contact pitcher, even looking at his numbers this season, but he pitched very well tonight, and Coach Blair will take what he got from Landon Parnas 10 out of 10 times, and he pitched a gem of a game tonight for Boyle County. Loss for Danville goes on Hayden Foster's scorecard, 2 1/3 for Hayden, 5 hits, 7 runs, all 7 earned, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts. Noah Cross finished the game for Danville, 1 2/3, 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 of those are earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 10 total free passes by Danville issued in tonight's game. Rebels win game 1, 9-6. Game 2, 11-0. And Mike Marcy, who took his stool and left, he said the baseball gods owed us this one. And he meant time-wise. Last night's game, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Tonight's game, 1 hour and 43 minutes from completion. Of course, 5 innings, shorter game in terms of inning frames played, but still 10 runs scored, and Boyle County wins it 10-0. 11-0. Our thanks to James the Gardener Ross on studio controls tonight. Our thanks to Tim Holland, our color commentator and statistician. And our thanks to you for listening to The Old-Fashioned Way on Z105 WRNZ FM. With the New Fashioned Way, HometownLive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX. Interesting note, again, with Boyle's win tonight, they've won 4 straight over Danville, their longest win streak over the Admirals since 2016 and 2017. And over the last 56 games head-to-head, Danville's won 28, Boyle County's won 28. Can't get much more even than that. They may meet up again in the district tournament. We'll see what happens. We'll have more high school softball action for you tomorrow night. It's Garrett County and Boyle County. 6 o'clock first pitch. We'll have it tomorrow night from Lady Rebel Field right next door to us on Z105 WRNZ FM. God bless. Have a great, fun, and safe evening. Final score, Boyle County 11, Danville 0. Here in game number 2 of this Boyle County-Danville rivalry. We'll see you tomorrow night live from Lady Rebel Field.